Hello everyone and welcome back to Rise of Industry, where you can see our little industrial center here is actually incredibly busy. Now there has been a slight update to the game that came out recently, just a couple of just mostly bug fixes and just tweaks here and there, but it did do a curious thing in that it reset the destinations on pretty much all of my buildings to no destination. So I've gone through and I've fixed everything, I think, but if there are shenanigans, well, I'm just letting you know that it's not entirely my fault this time. Right, so in the end of the last episode, we had just set up a bunch of apple orchards. Now, these apple orchards, I would say, will quickly just set up a commercial place that they can drop off at. Sure, each one can have some apples being sent over there for the time being. Let's do that with both of them. That way we've at least got something coming in once they actually start growing. So the first thing we're going to need is a water siphon, another water siphon. Right, let's try and see if we can't find a spot to place it over here. I think there should be a few. Ooh, that was a bit of weird lag there. There should be at least one right there and one on the opposite side as well. Possibly we could even get one in here if we really wanted to. Kind of tempted, I'll be honest. Sort of tempted. Likewise, we can have one all the way around here, I think, and same around here in a few spots. No, only there, really. I think ultimately this wouldn't be a bad choice, so sure, we're going to place the water siphon down here. Let's get this all hooked up to the roadways. There we are. And because I'm going to have the road coming down there as well. So, first and foremost, we're going to want water for 2 plants. So, I'm going to say... Oops, can I get that away? There we go. I'm going to say we want 2 harvesters minimum to begin with. Let's plop one down there and one down there because it's going to look nice when they're all hooked up together. There we go. That's actually kind of good looking in my opinion. Right, so I would like you, my dear friend, to have 2 trucks, each destination. One will be the orchard, Kirkby Apple Orchard, and did I have one? Kirkby Apple Orchard South? Yes, I did. Good. There we go. And Kirkby Apple Orchard South. Marvelous. Get all of that water out there, please. Now, the next stage is, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, we are going to need ourselves some bottles. So, let's work backwards with this one. We're likely going to have the sand over here, so I'm going to draw a road out to accommodate that. Don't know exactly where I'm going to be placing the building yet, so I'll just pop that there. But we're going to need 2 buildings that are going to directly use the sand. Now, I'm fairly certain that the sand collector will only collect sand. I'm just going to operate under that assumption. If I am wrong, well, I'm going to look silly, aren't I? But we want these large, intimidating structures. And again, we're going to build them a little bit off from the bottom there. We're going to have them something like this, and again, slightly offset, slowly melting brain. Right, so we have the potential for glass. Ultimately, we want bottles. So, I would like to set the production to bottles. Bottles will just need 1 glass. Now, am I going to need to bring coal here? Because that is going to be a bit of a pain. Bottle. Glass blowers. You know, we could have bottle blower. Do they actually blow bottles? I would assume they do. There. Actually, this should be Kirkby bottle blowers. There we go. And we'll have this. Perfect. I know, such a potch just to get that going. Actually, if anyone does happen to know how one makes a bottle, I mean, I'm sure I'll just go on to Google after this and look it up. But if you happen to know, do let me know in the comments, just in case I forget. Glasswork. Kirkby Glassworks. And do we need coal for this? No, we just need sand. How on earth do you manage it? Are you just warming it up by the gentle glow of the sun or something? I mean, you know, fine, but kind of weird. Send that direct to Kirkby bottle blowers, please. There we are, all 3 trucks. I'm not sure how fast this process is going to be, however, so we may actually want 2 of them in time. Now we're going to get the bottles going first, and then we'll set up the brewery. But let's get to the bottles actually being made first. So the next step is going to be a sand collector, and we've kept this spot nice and oh, this is actually smaller than expected. I was expecting that to be similar to the water siphon and have a large footprint, but apparently not. Very well done. So there we go. We've got the sand collector set up now. We need to add some harvesters. Oh, these are much larger. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit more tricky. Let's start off with 2. And we'll join these up over here, I think. There we go. And with this one, we are going to be sending... The destination is Kirkby Glassworks. And this should be Kirkby Sand Collection. There we are. Perfect. Now then, let's see how this all goes down. How long does it take you to make 1 piece of glass? Ah, it's going to need at least 3. Okay, we're... I don't know. We'll see how long it takes first, and I'll decide whether we need another harvester as well. Oh. The glass gets made actually quite quickly. Alright. Alright then. I would say yes, we do need more harvesters in that case. In fact, we are likely going to want more... Ooh, that's actually kind of useful. We are likely going to want more trucks as well. So let's have you come out. This is a kind of a janky road. I'm not a big fan, I'll be honest with you. Not a huge fan of that janky road, but oh well. It's a little bit of lag I'm noticing, which is a bit of a shame, honestly, as many of the updates were meant to fix some kind of periodical freezing that was going on. Okay, we're starting to store glass bottles. How long does that take, though? That's something we need to know. And it's only 1 glass per bottle as well. Not super fast, I'll be honest with you. In fact, it looks like we may be able to have 2 bottle blowers instead of 2 glassworks. It seems that we're managing to keep a good rate of sand collection going. Are we stockpiling sand? I don't know. Well, we need to see the next stage, because the fermentation might be the slow one. In fact, it probably is going to be. So we want a brewery and distillery, and we're going to play... Oh, that's actually quite a small little thing. So that's actually cool. What we may end up doing is having 2 of these on a little independent road. I'll pop this one here for now. There we go. Now, you guys, you need some more space around you. So that one really can't put anything more around you, but this one should have plenty of room. Let's connect this up with the road, down like so. And this shall be Kirkby Cider. Right, production. We would like to be making cider. And for this, we're going to need 3 apples and 1 bottle. Very well. Okay, what we want with your bottles then, take it over to Kirkby Cider. And I would like some of your apples to be going to Kirkby Cider as well. In fact, I want more apples going to Kirkby Cider. What's our storage like? Our storage is good. So let's go... Let's go 4 to Kirkby Cider, 2 to grocery shop. Because ultimately, we don't really care that much about supplying the grocery shops with just apples. I care a little bit, that's why I'm doing it. But realistically, we're going to get a lot more money if we go for cider, because that sells for an awful lot more. Right, there we are. We should be seeing plenty of bottles, plenty of cider coming in. Very, very nice. Now, how long does this take? Oh, now that takes a very long time to make each one. Okay, but how much does cider sell for? That is something we need to know. So, end products, cider. Where would we find cider? Cider there, 32,000. Okay, well that's all right then. I agree. Right. Well, how? Where can we send this to? We've got a couple fairly close by. This is really the only reasonable one for me to send it to, though, because it is a very close by one. Now, transport problems is not something I care about. It's if there's a building problem is the issue. Are we starting to stockpile sand at all? No, the sand is being moved out pretty much as soon as we've got it, and it's being used up pretty much as soon as we've got it. We're starting... Oh, and it's being used up here pretty much as fast as we've got it as well. That's actually very interesting. That is very, very interesting. So we're running to capacity more or less. Alright. Well, I don't think we need any more bottles, frankly, because we've got a lot being stored over here. In fact, I am going to say that just off this little operation here alone, we should be able to afford to have a little bit more being made. Let's go ahead with this. Pump. And we'll adjust the road like that instead. And we're going to delete this one just because I think that looks nice. Right, so that's... With the way that I'm thinking about it, that's west, this is east. So, Kirkby, Cider, east. There we go. Once again, I would like this to be making cider. And the destination to be here. This liquor store only 17 tiles away. Perfect. Alright, now we've got a final setup here. One factory, cider east. You're going to get 2 of those. There we are. This is actually quite a nice little setup, I think. I really think this is going very, very well. I was expecting this to be a lot harder than it's turning out to be. My lord. Right, I would also like you to be delivering there too. And again, 2 trucks each. There we go. That should ensure that both of these get a fair amount of the resources. I'm thinking, though, based on the amount of apples that had stockpiled, we're probably going to need a little bit more. I'm going to be honest on that one. We're probably going to need a little bit more. So, how about we add an extra field? We'll pop one there. Only one for now, on each one. And one right by there. Perfect. Okay, time for me to let a little bit of time pass and to see how this is flashing out. Okay, I think it is fair to say that we are actually turning a fairly hefty profit at the moment. We are currently, it's between like 200,000-300,000 to upwards of 200,000-300,000 upwards of 750,000. Depending on the month, there seems to be a little bit of a rollover. Sometimes we're just waiting for a truckload or perhaps even a train load of something to get somewhere. And it doesn't quite make it every month. It's like every 1.5 months, somewhere around there. But we are turning quite a good profit right now. We are currently moving liquor to both Kirkby and all the way up to Wyth as well, I believe. Is it Wyth that has the liquor store? Yes, it is marvellous. Now, quite a lot of these places now have lumber yards, which is an interesting one because we're probably going to want some of that very, very soon. Now, a quick gander at our current stockpiles will tell us the general state of things. Well, we're going fine here with water. We're going fine with food as well. Generally, though, we're getting rid of the meat, the milk, the leather, and that's good because those are the things that we're actually selling. Likewise, eggs, meat, they're moving out fairly quickly. Over here, you're actually still stockpiling an awful lot of wheat. Now, that one's a bit of an interesting one. Is there perhaps something that I can make that will use wheat? Let's have a look at the factories in the brewery. Beer, that's hops, of course. Barley does use wheat. Yes, barley whiskey. Requires a cask and 4 wheat. It wouldn't be a terrible thing as a runoff from this farm. In fact, I could go on to add another farm if I really felt there was a need. Right now, though, we're actually moving all of our wheat out to the dough factories from this particular farm. I could perhaps bolster those. What are we running out? No, we've got loads of dough. Actually, this factory is running at top capacity with pies and cakes. Is running it has no more room for storage. It's running as fast as it possibly can. It just can't get through the resources fast enough. Ooh, same for with beef burgers. I am tempted to expand these. Could I demolish this, or is this part of someone else's farm? I suspect it is, in fact, part of someone else's farm. Yeah, I can't demolish it. That's a bit of a shame. We could start Kirkby pies and cakes and Kirkby beef burgers. That is definitely an option. It would be a bit of a long trek for those trucks, but may well be worth the effort on our parts if we can get that set up. Yes, let's have a quick look. Where can the pies be sent to? There's a couple of places. Yeah, most of them are quite far away though. And over here, in terms of beef burgers, yeah, there's really only one place. Has that one been fulfilled? Oh, must be down here actually. Have a quick look. You. All of the town names have gone, which is actually remarkably sad. But oh well. This is what happens when things get updated. In terms of your grocery shop, though, you take pies and cakes, which is great, and you actually pay quite a premium on that. What about you? You take beef burgers, and yeah, you're paying a decent amount there too. I think it may be worth our while if we had that set up. The only downside is that I don't have the means to move that around any better. There is a way that I could jerry-rig it, and that's by having an extra, like a train station that it delivers the milk to, and then have the milk sent out to 2 locations. But that's a rather expensive building for that. Let me have a quick look. How much do these things cost? Cost me 2.5 million. That is a hopelessly expensive warehouse. But, I mean, it's the only way we can do it right now. So, I could do this. I could have the milk sent there, and then the milk sent out to 2 other locations. But I pretty much need a warehouse for each type of resource. So, milk would all go to 1 train station, which would then truck it out to 3 additional locations. But, that, at the same time, that could still be another train station if I wanted to create an extra link in the chain so I could spread it out a little bit further. Okay, well, it's a very, very expensive way of doing it. We're getting some building worries, I think. Are we? No, it doesn't seem to be a big concern. Okay, well, what I'm going to do then is I'm going to have a train station for me to send the milk to. The milk will then also be sent out to here and to the other one. And also, I can send it out as groceries. Yeah, okay, that isn't a terrible idea. It's a really roundabout way of doing it, sure, but it's not a terrible idea in and of itself. Do I want it at the top or at the bottom down here? I think I kind of want it down here, actually. Let's pop this somewhere like this. Yeah, we'll leave a little bit of room so something can run up alongside. There we go. Not the best situation in the universe, I will confess. But from now on, this goes to... we will call this Kirkby Warehouse. And we'll also rename this. There we go. You know what? Let's quickly rename you as well. Oh, you've got your name back. Really? No, it's gone again. But it was... You're a confusing game sometimes. You really are. Alphas. Right, so these should now be being sent to... Let's get you set up. Kirkby Warehouse. And from Kirkby Warehouse, I'm going to want milk to be sent somewhere else. Raw resources, please. Milk. I would like you to be sent to... with pies and cakes. And I will get... Sure. 4 things taken out there. The next one we'll set up a little bit further down, but that's fine for now. We'll just watch this coming in. There we go. Kirkby Warehouse. Have you sent it out anywhere? Oh, does it not work like that? Perhaps it won't. Because it's delivering it. Are you taking it away? Yeah, you're taking it away. That's good. Okay. Right, so we've got 4 there. And you know what? Sure, we're going to send it out to a commercial. People need milk, damn it. Well, actually, I best tell you what you're sending out before you tell me where you can send it. Yeah, 77 tiles. That's fine. We'll get it on the move. So there we go. In fact, we're going to need 4 there because that's such a distant location. There we are. Let's start moving that milk around, people. We have got people with not enough calcium in their diet, and we need to fix it. Right, can we... This is going to irritate me a little bit. So we're going to do it like this. There we go. Connection up all the way up there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. Now, another expense. Another train terminal needs to go down. Which direction can I get you to fit? I could have you just fit right there, and that would be fine. Sure. This one will be with warehouse. There we are. Marvelous. Now, the next thing we need is for the eggs to be going here. So, let's set up a chicken farm to send to with warehouse. There we go. All 4 of those go there, please. Now, I'm going to want another 4. We are going to want to be moving eggs, and we want these eggs to be sent to with pies, all 4 trucks. Additionally, we'll also send them to a grocery store. That's fine. Have we got one close by? Yes, we do. And we'll get another 4 trucks to do that run as well. Okay, so that should help out. It's a super expensive way of doing it, but it does turn one destination into 3. And then further on, I could have each of those 3 being a second stage warehouse. So, in fact, I could turn from 1 destination to 9. Not the best way of doing it, I'll be perfectly honest with you, though. Mostly transport problems over there, but that's not a big issue for me at the present time. Now, this is the thing. We need a new pie factory. Where will this new pie factory go? Well, that's a damn good question, honestly. We could put it down here. Excuse me. Yeah, actually, we could have it down there. That should be fine, I think. So let's go ahead and get food factory. And we'll just have this just outside Kirkby. There we go. And hooked up. This shall be Kirkby pies and cakes. Marvelous. Let's get you set. There we go. Glorious. Okay, so now I also want you to be sending, given the short distance with this warehouse, actually, yeah. The very short distance, we're not going to need to have our trucks worrying too much. So, Kirkby pies and cakes, please. This one, you're a little bit further away, so I'm actually going to go with 4. And we'll set you up with, again, Kirkby pies and cakes. Marvelous. That should ensure that everything gets down here and you start filling it up with milk and eggs. Glorious. Right, over here now. See, we probably are going to have to, if we want to do beef burgers as well, we're likely going to have to set up a specific... Well, actually, we've got 2 of these working it. So what we could do, get another 2, well, actually another 2 beyond that. Up to 4, up to 4. Now, instead of with beef burgers, I want this to be going to Kirkby pies and cakes. So this is the pies and cakes area. And since we've got this set up right now, I'm just also moving some overflow to with pies and cakes for the time being. Let's go back there. I don't know why that has suddenly gotten so jumpy here and there, but oh well. Hopefully that'll be fixed in the next alpha. But there we go, got quite a lot moving around now, which is marvelous. And you should be storing up those beautiful, beautiful cakes. Excellent. Right, where does with pies and cakes currently send to? Grocery 1 and with train terminal. Very well, I think we will do the same. Let's buy a few more. 2 there, another 2. We'll get 4 there because you're reasonably close. So this one shall be with train station. There we are. Train terminal, I apologize. And finally, let's get these also moving over to the grocery. There we go. So that should help us moving a little bit more of our production around. Now, how are you doing for your eggs? You're actually out of eggs and out of meat. Wow. That's impressive, actually. That's very impressive. It may actually be time for us to get another one of you. Wasn't expecting to have to consider that anytime soon, I'll be honest. Was not expecting that. You know what? We're going to have to do it like this, even though it is kind of janky and annoys me. But we are going to need to get rid of these roads so I can get rid of that, move it down. Indeed we are. Okay, so what we're going to want, I would like a new field. Oh no, I can't. I can't place it down there. Ah, scallywags. Scallywags. Would I be able to fit one in there? It's getting super tight in space now. Yeah, it's really big. Could you fit? Ah, ha, 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 ha. We can indeed. Let's get rid of that. Build a new field up here instead. There we go. With chicken farm, can have... Oh. Alright, we need to build another farm elsewhere. So let's pop that field over there. There we go. And finally, with chicken farm, can have a field here. There we are. Glorious, glorious times. Glorious times of these. That'll increase the output of eggs a little bit. Milk has... Well, it's gone. We've got no milk. Milk is being repositioned everywhere though, so that's fine. Yeah, we got plenty of milk coming through. It's just eggs we were behind on. Alright, well, we're actually starting to make a lot of money now. An awful lot of money, despite the fact that we're building a lot of things as well. That's very, very nice to see. How's my fishing doing? Fishing looks to be doing okay. At some point I'm going to have to start canning those fish, because that really does drastically increase the value. However, what we're going to be moving on to now is some other liquor. So I think we should carry on with this. I think it's for the greater good. There we go. And we're going to want a brewery distillery. Ah, fantastic. Buildings that are an odd number of spaces, so they have a central line. I approve. Now then, what I would like you to be making me is barley whiskey. Now we're going to need barrels, and we're also going to need wheat. Fair amount of wheat, actually. Once we've got that, though, there's a couple of places I'm going to want to send it. One there, and in fact, one over there. We'll have 4 going there, and 4 going the other way as well. There we are. That should all be fine. But first and foremost, you have no spare wheat. That's true. How about you? You have spare wheat, and you've also got a spare destination, which is glorious. Let's get it down there then. We're going to want, let's say, we can have 4. We can have 5. Yeah, let's go with 5. Go ahead. Get all of that down here. Now, of course, we're going to need to change this name. So this will be Kirkby. Oh yeah, liquor. There we are. I mean, we are making whiskey, so eventually I'm going to become a cropper of this, renaming everything very specifically, because I'm eventually going to want to change something and everything will stop making sense, and then my brain will implode. Nevertheless, we're going to carry on with it right now. So, what we need to get the barrels is... Where are we? A carpentry area. Now, let me just double check that actually. Do we first need to make it into planks? Because, you know, we make that directly out of wood. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, so we just need 1 carpentry building. Though, we may still need more than 1 if it takes an obnoxiously long time to produce anything. So we'll have this road over here, just in case I need a second one just on to the side. Let's get all of this drawn out. There we go. So, what I want from you, my friend... Oh, is it only one? Oh, no, they can make all sorts of things. That's actually leather furniture. Ooh. Wooden furniture plus leather furniture. Maybe we need to start moving into that. Let me have a quick look. How much does that bring in? Leather furniture. So we've got wooden furniture is 7 grand. Leather furniture, oh no, that's plastic. Leather furniture is 20,000. Well. I like that a lot. I think we're going to be able to make a lot of money on that. But for now, it's just barrels that we want. And I would like the destination to be the only factory that really needs the barrels. There we go. Barrels. Kirkby barrels. There we go. Right, so at this stage, we now need a lumber mill, a lumber yard. Now, I could just buy this. I'm not going to, though. Looks like we've got lots of trees within range here. So let's pop this down right there. I know it's going to have to cross the road. If this was Transportation Tycoon, I would be avoiding that like the plague. Now, how do you work? Are we going to need harvesters? Yes, we are. Okay. Ah, that's actually quite cool. Now, how much does a single harvester bring in is the first and most important question for us to get answered. Let's get you set up. You will be with lumber. And doesn't come in that fast, actually. Does not come in that fast. Okay. Let's get a couple more harvesters then. Now, do they, like, oversaturate an area, I wonder? They might do, and because of that reason, I'm going to spread them out just a little bit. Like so. Let's get that connected up. And let's have a look at how fast that's coming in now. It's not terribly bad, but I believe you need quite a few in order to make a battery. Well, you need 2. That isn't so bad, actually. In fact, I'm going to say we can afford to buy an extra truck just to help, because I do feel that we're going to drop down another 1 or 2 lumber mills, or rather harvesters, lumber harvester. I mean, I'm not sure. Oh, iron ore. Aha. Can I? No, I can't. Well, that scuppered my plans, I'll be honest with you. Okay, that's going away then. I should have taken note of that. I really should have, and I did not. And that is my own silly fault. We can go down slopes, but only if it's a level slope to go down. Alright, well actually this may not have been the best place for me to put the lumber yards then. I guess I'm going to have to just double them up where I can. That is a little bit of a shame. I was really hoping that we'd be able to get away without having to do anything like that, but let's hope that this doesn't cause any kind of clear cutting and then eventually we have no trees. Doesn't look like they're actually chopping trees down though, they're just generating resources. Probably they just have to be within the area of wood, and it's assumed that they're replanting, something like that maybe. Either way, we are now producing. Oh, fantastic. What we don't have though is enough wheat. That is not fantastic. That is decidedly unfantastic. And part of it, well, we're actually definitely going down, clearly, because we were very, very high with that for a while. How are we doing for water? All the fields are producing. How about down here? All the fields are producing. Good, 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 good. How about here? Yeah, they're all producing. And likewise all producing. Okay, well, that's cool. Actually, I could have just checked that, in fact. Right. Well, I'm thinking about sending up some extra water over here, but it doesn't look like we're... Well, yeah, we are actually halted. Have you got enough water stored? Yeah, you've got loads. So this would be more of a case of maybe another 2 trucks for each. Let's make sure that there's plenty of water moving around. That way we don't have to worry about anything. What's up down here? What is the issue here? Well, actually, you've got loads of water there. We don't really need it. No, okay. I think that's going well. We've now branched out into production of alcohol. We've implemented the idea I had in the last episode of using train stations as kind of jerry-rigged warehouses. It's an incredibly expensive way of doing it, however, but it does seem to have worked for us. Now, with all of this extra stuff pulling in money, I am a little bit concerned. We've got loads of apples there. We got loads of apples down here. Yes, we do. We've even got loads of bottles down here. Oh. Now then, that would tell me that it's time for another brewery. Honestly, if we've got that many apples being produced, new brewery. Wow. The people in Kirkby are going to be utterly schlozzled. Kirkby Cider South. There we go. And of course we want it to be Cider, and then the destination should be wherever. Here and here. There we go. How did I set these ones up? 2 and 4. Okay, that's fine then. There we go. Right, so the last place I need your out. Ah, see, this is the problem. Is I'm currently sending some to grocery stores. Well, I'm afraid that this is going to have to change. This one now needs to be the southern cider manufacturer. There we go, and that should all be good. We could probably afford to then send more trucks to the grocery store. In fact, let's get quite a few more trucks to go to the grocery store. And also top these ones up. There we are. Likewise down here, we want 2 for these. But to the side of manufacturer, sure, actually they're all more or less the same distance. So that shouldn't be a problem. The last thing we need is obviously some bottles. So let's get that set up as well. And at that point, I think we're pretty good actually. We've done pretty well for ourselves. We've got a reasonable production going on. We've dipped our fingers into many pies. In fact, literal pies as well, because we're making them too. But I think at this point, I'm fairly happy with what we've showcased of the game. There's other industries that we can branch into, of course. We haven't even touched paper mills, textiles. We haven't been making any kind of hardware or anything like that. But I think with a couple of the more recent quirks that have been introduced with updates, I'm probably going to wait off until the next alpha comes out, and that should be somewhere around the end of next month or the beginning of the month after, if I've got my dates right, which is quite possible I've got them wrong. Regardless, with Alpha 3 you know, just around the corner, I think it would be good for us to hold off on further coverage and just check it out when there's more to show and some of the quirky behavior has been ironed out. But I really hope you've enjoyed my coverage of the game so far. Do let me know in the comments if you'd like to see more of this in the future when the next alpha comes out, and in fact, if you like these kinds of games in general. But that's going to be it from me, so thank you very much for joining me. And from myself, Kirkby, Width, and Hutton, and the others who've got much harder names to pronounce, do take care.